What's going on, y'all? What's going on? We about to take a few minutes to tap in. I might let this Facebook do what it do. We got a very, very special guest today, y'all. Very, very special guest. So give us a couple of time to tap in because we got a legend on the live today. So if you're coming in, tell me what city state you're coming in from, and we'll get this thing kicking right off. Now make sure you like and you start to share this out. Share this out with 10 people because the knowledge you're about to receive on the day may be life changing for some, but for others it will be life changing. So what city state you're coming in from? Let me know what city state you're coming in from. Type it in the chat and we'll get the legend. Like I'm gonna tell you something. I've been in the game for a long time. I've been in the industry for a long time of networking. And this gentleman, we go way, way back. You know what I mean? This is when he was Stone Cold. The Stone Cold millionaire himself, right? So for many of you guys know this man, and I'm just grateful and honored that he decided to link up with me, and we decided to link up and do this special live tonight. So make sure you tag and you share this live right now. So let's not waste any more time. I want to bring up to the stage, which you already see here. This is Mr. Larry Beachham. I call him the Stone Cold Millionaire, cable guy, Larry. If you those who know him, then you know, right? This was back in the day, the cable guy, Larry Beachham. Then the Stone Cold Millionaire, Larry Beachham. And now it's Larry, the champion builder. So without any further ado, I need you guys to give a round of applause, the internet round of applause for the one and only Larry, the champion builder, Beachham.
What's up, big bro? Man? What's up, big bro, man? I love it, man. You're right. We do got serious history, big bro. That's serious history, man. Thank you so much, man. For the sake of time, we know how this thing works on Facebook. You know, people's attention spans is short. So I want to make sure that I get right into this. So first of all, bro, thank you for this opportunity to serve your community. Thank you for accepting my invitation to even host this training. My focus tonight is to teach you a perspective on how to make money that you may not even be thinking about. It doesn't require that you invest any money into a business opportunity. Heck, you're not even going to spend any money tonight at all. It's just a matter of sitting back and being able to receive the value and this perspective that I'm going to bring to this, because quite frankly, this has been the greatest way I've ever made money, and it most likely will be the same thing for you. So we do have a guided presentation. I have some slides, and so Jeff and I can kind of play off each other. So I'm going to get this party started by doing a screen share. As he said, grab your notepad, make sure you're focused, make sure you're not distracted by the cat, the dog, the kids. Matter of fact, I just set my kids straight. Like, don't, daddy's working. Do not come in here, because I got business to do. But anyway, seriously, I may say something that brings you new perspective. It could be an answer to prayer. It could be the thing that you've been waiting for. You just didn't know how it's going to come. So tonight could be that night for you. So it's that serious. So let me share my screen here. And then, Jeff, you confirm that, you can see it once I get it going here. Let me know. Can you see that?
You can see it right now.
All right. Audio good?
Audio is great. The floor is yours, champ.
We're going to fire away. So tonight's training is called Knowledge into Money. I call this the 5-step strategy for turning what you know into cash flow. Your walk around knowledge. We can go hard on how you can print money with that. So who is this for? First and foremost, I say this is for anyone, entrepreneur, service provider, content creator, coach, or consultant, anybody who has walk around knowledge that they know has value and wants to package that knowledge and sell it in the marketplace without the struggle of trying to figure this out all on your own. So over the next few minutes, I'm going to teach you how to determine what's in your head that actually has real world value that people would be happy to buy from you, how to take that knowledge, AKA your brain brilliance, and package it for sale with minimal stress, headaches, and mistakes, and how to leverage a simple, non-technical process so that you can start making money immediately. And some people can do it literally the next day. My tried and true formula for overcoming your personal doubts about whether someone will buy your knowledge from you, why you don't have to be a guru, an expert, a celebrity, a well-known authority. Nobody has to anoint you that you're worth it to make money with your knowledge. And I'm going to give you the keys of getting around that anyway tonight, and how to do all of this, even if you've never been paid for your knowledge ever before. Okay. Now, my promise to you is this: a step-by-step strategy to identify exactly what's in your head that can be turned into bread in the next 30 days or less if you do the work. Now, does this sound like you? Do you give away so much good information to people that you find yourself saying, man, I should be getting paid for this? Can you relate to that, bro? Anybody ever?
100%.
100%. I know I could. Are you the expert, quote unquote, that everybody seems to call when it comes to getting answers on a certain subject? Are you getting inbox, text messages, phone calls, people knocking on your front door, trying to get to you because of what you know? Have you ever doubted yourself by saying, I'm just a cable guy, I'm just an old school street hustler, I'm just a factory worker, whatever you are? You say that to yourself and nobody's going to listen to me. Or you say, why would somebody pay me for something they can find anywhere? Is that your limiting belief? Some of my Christian friends know that one all too well, right? Are you afraid to move forward because you don't have a degree, a pedigree, a designation, a certification, or whatever? Do you feel the need to just give it away because you're afraid to charge people for what you know? Afraid you won't charge enough, or fear being judged for asking to be paid? We're going to deal with that hardcore tonight. Do you see the wonderful possibilities of making a life-changing income by helping people with what you know, help them solve a problem, but you just don't know where to start? And do you wake up every day with the nagging feeling that there's more to life than how you're currently living, but the fear of failure robs you of the power to pursue your dreams? So I say that all of that's cool and all of that might be you. Some of it might be you. But the fact is, that's not the real problem. To me, that's the symptom. It's actually pointing to the real problem. And the real problem in my mind is that you don't know what I'm going to teach tonight, quite frankly. Now, once you know what I'm going to teach you tonight, you will be able to cash in on your brain brilliance easily, quickly, and consistently. You will plug the holes in your money and avoid the pain associated with not having enough once and for all. You'll feel the power and freedom that comes with knowing that you have total control over your money. You'll wake up excited that your knowledge is helping you to make a difference in somebody's life or business, make it easier for them. You'll be able to revive those dreams that might be dormant or even dead, because now you have the money to make it happen. And you'll join an elite group of others who have created an income source that sustains them now and many years to come. And it's all from what's in their mind. So here's what's fun about this particular part of the training, because my man that's hosting with us knows this story. I was Larry the Cable Guy. He mentioned that back 2009 and later. I used to drive a cable truck in Columbus, Ohio. So I'm not going to get into the boring details, but here's what's relevant. In March of 2009, I got involved in a marketing system to teach me how to make money from home. I didn't know anything about this space. And along the way, I started getting really, really good at a strategy using LinkedIn. So I got so good that I ended up appearing on the leaderboard for this particular company in multiple categories, and which triggered one of the owners to reach out to me on Skype to ask me what I was doing, because I kind of came out of nowhere. And I said, well, I'm just on LinkedIn doing my thing. He said, LinkedIn? Nobody in our system is doing LinkedIn. He said, can you come to our Wednesday night webinar and teach what you're doing? And up to that point, 6 months prior, I was watching the Wednesday night webinar he was talking about. Now I'm going to be the voice people hear. So I was like, I guess, okay, yeah. So he was like, well, can you send me your process? And I didn't have the process written down. So I said, I need a couple of days to reformat it, which meant take it from my head and write it down. But I said to him, I need to reformat it. So I spent 2 days in my basement in Columbus, Ohio, putting together my process. And then that Wednesday, I came to the webinar, which is the date you see on the screen, September 16th of 2009. And I did a 45-minute talk on my strategy for LinkedIn. And that little document that they let me put together and offer that was about 65 pages, took me 2 days to put together, I sold for $37 as an ebook download. Between 10 p.m. and midnight on September 16th, over 400 people purchased that ebook for $37 a hit. Quick math, it's probably somewhere between $13,000, $14,000, something like that. Just in those 2 hours, it ended up becoming a one-time offer that the company offered to brand new members to their system, which created an additional somewhere between $3,000 to $4,000 a month of residual income for me from a simple $37 book. But what I want to focus on and why I'm telling this story is that it was my walk-around knowledge. It was just knowledge I had figured out. And everybody listening to me has done similar things. You figured out something. The difference, though, is nobody's ever cut you a $12,000 check for it, probably. You've never made $4,000 a month in passive income from it, probably. That's what tonight is all about. Filling the holes in your money. When I say that, I want you to think about a slice of Swiss cheese. What does it have as the most common characteristic? The holes. So it doesn't matter what you're doing when you came to tonight's webinar. I'm here to plug them holes in your money, because that $12,000 would not have been paid to me if I had never let it out of me. That $4,000 a month would not have been paid to me if I had never let it out of me. So tonight, I'm here to guide you on how to let it out of you, whatever it might be. So there's 5 key secrets that you must know to convert your knowledge, just like I just described, that's in your brain, into immediate and sustainable recurring cash flow so that you can experience prosperity in your life in a new way. Now I'm going to go guide you through all of these. Now, before we go any further, I just want to get this out the way. I don't have anything for sale at the end of tonight's training at all. There's not going to be a capture page that you go to. There's not going to be a page to buy anything. There's no links, right? Just sit back and listen to what I'm going to tell you and then apply what I teach you. Now, if you want my help, if you got questions, we do have a way you can get that. Now, I did set up some bonus training. I do realize some people may not stay the whole time because, of life. So you can go to printmoneylarry.com and, there's some bonus content there that's going to go over what we talk about tonight to make sure we fill in any holes in what we got. Let's get started. So secret number 1 of how you can take what you know and turn it into cash flow is the what and why is for free, but how has to have a fee. Let me say that again. What or why is for free, but how has a fee. Now, here's what that means. How many of you, bro, I know you've had this happen to you. How many people have said, hey, Jeff, can I pick your brain? Hey, Larry, can I pick your brain? Hey, whoever's listening to me, can I buy you coffee, buy you lunch, come over for dinner? Can I pick your brain, right? Have you ever had that happen to you, bro?
All the time. All
Right.
the time.
Of course it is, because the more people see your value, the more they see you consistently showing up in a valuable way. Once they see a need, they're going to come to you because you're the one expressing the skill. But here's the problem with picking your brain. Here's what it means. Number 1, you know something that I don't know. That's obvious. That's why I want to pick your brain. I trust you to help me or to show me what it takes to fix my problem from what's in your head. That's why I want to pick your brain. But here's where it starts to suck. It also means I want you to be my personal Google. I don't want to do the research. I want you to tell me. And then here's the harder, the most painful of them all, right? Since I know you, family member, friend, coworker, bro from way back, my day 1, my day 2, my whatever, I expect to get your expertise for free, but I'm willing to pay others for that same knowledge. You can't tell me that that doesn't suck.
Now that's the truth right there.
That's fire, right?
Scorching.
So listen, this is why I'm hitting it hard, because here's what I need all of you to hear tonight. And this is facts. You paid a price for whatever they're trying to pick your brain to get. Did you not? Did you not pay a time price? Did you not invest your own time to know what you know? Or did you not invest money? Tens of thousands of dollars in some cases. I've known people to spend lots and lots of money to know what they know. Did you experience your way? Did you pay an experience price? Did you lay your life down to know what you know? I got a friend of mine that spent 8 years in prison, and he makes it, and his experience in prison turned into an actual income because he talks about how he was able to survive and how that taught him how to survive in business, but he experienced it. Did you pay a training price? Did you sit in a classroom? Did you study? Did you, go to a course, get a tutor? Did you fail your way to success? Did you stumble and bumble, trial and error, and you finally figured it out? You paid all of this price. Some of you paid multiple of these, time and money and experience or whatnot. But my point is, you paid. So if you paid and daggone it, why shouldn't they have to pay something too? Why should they have to sit there across the table from you, across from whatever, just to pick your brain and have no consequence and no cost? Come on. What are we talking about? And the worst of the worst of the worst, and all of you know this, what I'm about to say, the worst of the worst of the worst is they sit there and pick your brain for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever, just to turn around and not do it, or not to do it the way you taught them. That pisses me off just to say it. It's just a complete waste. It's a double negative. So here's the new rule going forward, ladies and gentlemen. Write this down and put this on your mirror, put this on your wall, get you a shirt. Go to my bro and get a shirt made that says the following. It's okay to ask them to pay. If they don't want to pay, it's okay to let them walk away. Now, let me say that again, because I needed to sink in.
Say that again, please.
I'm going to say that again. It's okay to ask them to pay. And if they don't want to pay, it's okay if they walk away. I just freed 3 people right there, bro. 3 people are no longer going to have their brains picked based upon this slide here. But if you decide to continue to let your brain get picked, let me empower you on how to get your money. So let's assume that somebody wants to pick my brain. They say, Larry, I want to build a house. I want to take you to lunch, buy you coffee. I want to talk to you about building a house, right? This assumes I know about building houses. And this also assumes that I'm in this business model. Follow me now. I'll say, all right, cool, let's talk. I'll sit them down and say, look, here's what you need to do. You need to, first of all, get a contractor to dig a big old hole in the ground. And the reason why you need a contractor to dig a hole in the ground so that you can lay a foundation so that the house can be properly supported. Then I might go to say, here's another thing you need. You need a blueprint, okay? You need a blueprint because that kind of lays out, all that it takes to build this house. The reason why you need a blueprint is because no contractor is going to build a house without a blueprint. It helps them understand exactly what materials to get, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to hit you with a bunch of what and whys. What, why, what, why, what, why. And you're going to write them down, excited, right? Then eventually at some point, you're going to say, Larry, this is all good. But let me go back to the top. How do I pick a contractor? I don't know anything about that. As soon as the word how comes out of your mouth, and as soon as the word how comes out of their mouth, that's a money conversation. Remember I said the what and why is free? You're looking at it on the screen. But the moment you say how, that has a fee. You're going to pay me now for the how. Or, as what did I just say? I'm going to ask you to pay. And if you don't want to pay, I get to let you walk away. Because here's what I know is true. If you keep your money, you keep your problem. Now write that down. If they keep their money, they get to keep their problem. And that should be perfectly fine with you. My boy June Collier took it incredibly seriously and decided that he was going to make an entire product out of picking his brain. His brain became a product, literally. So for $75, you can book a 1-hour session with him to talk to him about anything you believe he's qualified to talk to you about. You'll see him later on in the slides in one particular area of his expertise, because I use him again as an example. But I thought this was brilliant. And then he sends me this screenshot that within hours of him posting this to his wall, he had a person book a session. Now, this is the same guy that would be giving away free coaching sessions. This is the same guy that would get on Zoom, get on Facebook Live, get on the phone, text message, whatever, pouring out all that he knows. He said, enough is enough. I'm not doing that anymore. You want to know? You got to pay me. I love this. So anyway, big bro, what you got? Anything you want to add to this first section? Because I'm closing out this. We're going to move quickly over to secret number 2. Anything you want to add?
What I learned about this, man, that those tips are so strong because, we are always giving free advice and we're thinking that, I'm just pouring into people. But what happens is they'll keep taking from you and they'll spending money with other people. So you're right. And I'm so happy that you're able to share it with people so they can understand that it's time for you to cash in on your knowledge, cash in on what it is that you already know and people have been asking you about. So, yeah, I'm super excited you bringing it to the attention of my audience, man.
Excellent. Because I want people to get their bread, man. Too many people struggling for no reason. And a lot of the reason is because the way God has equipped them to get their money solution, they just wasting, right? It's the lack of what I call an equitable exchange of value, right? So like if you got a headache and you go to the pharmacy and grab a bottle of aspirin, there's a cost. You can't walk out of this pharmacy, just go to your car with a bottle of aspirin without paying for it. That's stealing.
Right.
So you're the aspirin to somebody's headache, right? Whatever you know, you're the aspirin. But aspirin ain't free. Stop giving away your aspirin.
I hope y'all wrote that. Type that in the chat bar. Stop giving away your aspirins.
Right, for free.
For free.
Right. Absolutely.
That's too powerful.
Shout out to Delatoro McNeil because he planted that seed with me a long time ago. Now let's jump over here to secret number 2. All right. Secret number 2 is you must know your money zone. Now, let's talk about this. Myron Golden, one of my other mentors, says it this way, that you and I tend to suffer from a debilitating money disease called it's just meitis. It's like bronchitis, right? It's just meitis. What does that mean? It means that you have decided to believe that your know-how or your knowledge is equal to the value of a Chuck E. Cheese token. No cash value. That's what your belief is. And because of that, you give your stuff away for free. Oh, I'm just a blah, blah. I've been knowing this since I was a kid. So what? You've been knowing it since you were a kid? What's that got to do with anything? oh, my job taught me this. This is a skill I picked up along the way. So what? The fact is, if you remember what I just said in secret number 1, somebody sees the value. Otherwise, they're going to be talking to you about it. All right. But you have value. But let's dig into this, though. All right. Here's what I want you to think about. I want you to imagine that I have $1,000 that I'm going to pay you, and I'm going to give you 90 seconds to prepare some training on the thing that you know the best. Right now, it could be anything, but I want you to think about whatever that is. You got $1,000 on the line. You got a minute and a half to prepare to teach it to me. Some of you could be teaching me a game like chess. Like I love to play chess, right? Maybe that's it. Maybe it's like Jeff's skill set. It's truly with building a clothing line from the ground up. That would most likely be one of the things he could say, bro, sit down here. For $1,000, I can tell you everything you want to know, or at least up to $1,000 worth. Well, here's where I'm going with this. I want you to think about that thing and everything that could be possibly known about that subject. We're going to put that on a metaphoric mountain. So mountain of value for stock trading, as I see on the screen. So everything that could be known about stock trading is on this metaphoric mountain. Now, at the top of this mountain are going to be the gurus, and every niche has one, right? Whatever you're thinking about, there's probably somebody or several somebodies that are considered the gurus in that niche. So when we talk about stock trading, it could be the people that are the best-selling authors in that niche, the ones that you see on the stock, they're the $1 million stock traders, right? Could be Warren Buffett, could actually be clearly at the top of this mountain. People that you see on MSNBC, the ones that get interviewed for their expertise. So those are the quote-unquote gurus, right? Now, at the bottom of the same mountain are the people who are trying to get up this mountain, scratching their head on how to get started. They don't even know how to set up a stock trade account, but they want to start learning, right? They're trying to climb up this mountain. Now, my buddy June Collier, once again, was at one time among the people who didn't know anything, but he started climbing up this mountain. He started studying. He started trial and error, started learning, hiring coaches, getting courses. And just not too long ago, he posted on his Facebook wall that he had a $19,000 return in one day on one of his trades. Now, he didn't start off that way, but he come to the knowledge level of being able to do that much more. Right. So now let's assume that June climbed up this mountain of knowledge of stock trading to this level. All right. Now he's not even halfway up, as you can see. He's certainly not near the top, but he is up the mountain a little ways. Here's the point, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever June is and wherever you are on that mountain of value and below is your money zone. Do you get where I'm coming from? I remember when I used to be a United States Chess Federation ranked chess player. In high school, a lineman from the football team taught me how to play chess. Okay, and he happened to be ranked number 10 in the state of Ohio. Now, when I was a random chess player, just playing, just for fun or whatever, didn't really matter much. But when I became a member of the United States Chess Federation, they begin to set ranks, right? The lowest rank you can have, everybody gets a 1,200 to start. But I got to the point where my rank was a 1,700 at one point, all right, which is considered a very good chess player, not a master, but a 1,700 is a respectable level of chess. Now, here's my point. Remember I said that there's a novice on up, starts at the 1,200. If I wanted to do chess lessons and charge for it, I could, based upon the fact that I could get someone to a 1,700 level in chess because I had achieved that. That makes me credible. I'm not acting like a grandmaster. I'm not acting like an international master. I'm only basically basing my offer on what I've been able to accomplish because it's real. That's my point. So I'm a 1,700. Now, there's people that's 18, 19, 2,000, 2,500, 2,600. The grandmasters, the international grandmasters, etc. I'm none of those, but I could still make money on teaching chess because that would be one of my mountains of value because everything that could be known about chess is on that one mountain. I climbed up to the 1,700 rank level. I hope my point is being made. Everybody listening to me is there on something. Everybody, right? My man Jeff with his clothing line and his company. No, he's not FUBU, right? But at the same time, I guarantee you, if he taught a class on how to get to at least where he's gotten to, and people are trying to get there, he can get paid for that because that's his money zone. Hope I'm hammering that home enough. Here's my buddy June again. Another look. So he had the knowledge on how to trade stocks in his head. He had been making money for himself, maybe sharing it here and there with just people he knew in his circle, but he got challenged on teaching a class. So he decided to put together a $250 stock trading class. He said he was going to offer to 10 people, or he's going to open it up. And if 10 people didn't sign up for it, he was going to give everybody back their money. Well, over 40 people signed up the moment that he decided to offer this class. And I'm sure amongst them was a lot of brain pickers. But he had decided not to do that anymore. Let that happen. So then he raised the price to $350, and it didn't really hurt his sales. Up to the time that I asked him, he had gotten over 150 students on his $350 stock trading course. And here's where most people have the limiting belief, like, wow. And this is the number one reason why people don't do it. Well, there's a lot of people doing stock trading courses, or there's a lot of people doing whatever you know coming to this call. Well, here's the problem with that way of thinking. It doesn't matter. And the reason why they bought it from June, it's because it's him. And the reason why they'll buy it from you is because it's you. They had never bought any courses until he put his out, because they were supposed to be his clients, just like the people that you're going to sell your product to. Doesn't matter how many other people do it. Doesn't matter at all. What matters is, do you have the self-confidence and belief that you can do it? And if not, I can help you with that, right? So the bottom line is, you are someone's expert. You came to this call as an expert. You're going to leave this call as an expert. But the question becomes whether or not you're going to print some money with it. Big bro, you got anything you want to add to Know Your Money Zone?
So the Know Your Money Zone is so powerful, right? Because we sometimes feel like, well, I don't know as much as XYZ know.
Right.
So I feel like I can bring value to that person. But then the people that think you have something, they've been asking you about that same thing that you say you don't know enough about.
Right.
So if a person asks, how do you do XYZ? And you're like, well, you easily tell them that could have been easy, something that they could have paid for, and they would have paid for it gladly because they asked you in the first place. I'm gonna give you something. When I started to sell these hats, right, I set my price, and I'm gonna tell you, in the beginning, you get nervous about asking for the sale, right? But once you ask for the sale and receive your asking price, you start to build value and belief in what you're talking about and doing. So I'm super excited about this, because every single one of us knows something that someone else doesn't. I made a video just about how to create a Gmail account, and that video got a lot of views, because if you never, everybody's their first time doing something. And if you know how to create a Gmail account, why not shoot a video showing how to create a Gmail account? Why not put that part of a course that you're doing, how to get on the internet from A to Z, right? So what you just said was all about everyone knows something. Let's go ahead and put that together and sell it. And the cool thing about it, when you put the offer out like the gentleman did, he got excited for that first sale, right? You just never know if you don't do. So I'm super excited about what you just talked about that gentleman showing the proof that he said, what I know, someone else doesn't know, and I'm willing to charge for that information to that level. When you go past my level, you can talk to somebody else. But from what I know, I can help you get to where I'm at. Powerful.
Amen. That's the point. You said it best, man. People get caught up in worrying about how much they think they don't know and don't deal with what they do know. Go ahead and be. If you're a sixth grade teacher, well, guess what? You're not teaching seventh grade. Don't teach sixth grade and below, right? I mean, I can give scenario after scenario after scenario, but that's why that last section was powerful. There's some breakthroughs that's coming.
Powerful.
Here we go. Secret number 3 is to use a proven process. In other words, you don't want to guess and try to like stumble and bumble your way to figuring out what is in your head that can be turned into money, right? So I came up with a proven process that I call the print money formula. You've been hearing me say print money all night long. Print money formula. It's a simple to follow, non-technical, step-by-step process for identifying your most profitable walk-around knowledge. You all have knowledge, but what's the most profitable of it? This is going to help you figure it out. And then you can turn that into profit with ease. So there's 6 easy to understand stages of what I call my print money formula. All right. Stage 1 is you want to create a money zone checklist. I just taught on the money zone. And what I mean by checklist is you have several money zones in you, right? I'm talking about chess. That's a money zone for me. I can move on to internet marketing. That's a money zone, right? I've never been an 8-figure earner, right? But I've been a documented, verified, people know I made 6, right? I was a #1 income earner in multiple affiliate programs. That's another money zone. I could go on and on and on, but my point is you have several. So you want to write them down, and then you want to pick one, right? Select the one that's the most profitable. And there's a process to figure that out. And then what's going to happen is it will instantly identify your target market, right? So you'll figure out who you can serve and who you can't serve, who you should and shouldn't be serving, right? So going back to like what Jeff said, I know up to a certain point I can help you, but if you go over that, then you need to find somebody else. But I'm going to help you with what I can help you with. So that you're going to find your target market. And then you start delivering value. And now, one of the ways is just what I'm doing tonight. Some of you don't even know me until tonight, while others do. But I'm delivering a unique value in a unique way to expose you to how I can solve a problem for you. And it's the exact same thing you'll do. It's not, you don't have to do it this way. There's many ways. The bottom line is you want to position yourself as a trusted advisor, an authority figure, something like that, so people can know, like, and trust you. And then you move on to making your offer. There's a process that you want to go through to start presenting your offer, and then you can print money. You can start making money. Now, the number one question I get right here is, what should I charge? Let's deal with that. So I believe that there's three main factors that play into your price point, right? Factor number one is the pain and consequences. So here's what that means. Let's say that I drop my phone and I crack the screen. We've all dropped our phones. Some of us have cracked our screens. Now I pick my phone up mad, look at it, it's cracked, but I can still see everything I normally see. I can get to my text messages, my apps, my phone, my websites. I can send and receive texts. I can make calls. It's cracked, but it's not going to cut me if I run my finger up and down the screen. Here's the question. What's the consequences to me? There are none, really, other than the phone is ugly. But if that doesn't matter that much to me, I'm not going to do anything about it, right? But I dropped that same phone. I cracked that same screen. This time, though, I messed up the LED. Like, it's flickering, it's the spots, big black spots, it's waving. I can't get to the apps. Especially PayPal, Cash App. I can't get to my money apps. I can't send this to receive text messages or whatever. So now, because I use my phone for business, now guess what? There's pain and consequences, severe consequences. So that's a factor in how much you charge, which leads me to the next point, is how difficult is it to fix? We've all seen price sheets, right? Small, medium, large, gold, silver, platinum, right? Mild, hot, and spicy, right? Extra hot. You get where I'm coming from. How difficult is it the problem to fix, right? Then the third factor is the level of specialty that is required to fix the problem. If I go to the ER with a headache, just simple urgent care, there's a doctor at urgent care. The doctor says, Larry, you have a headache. I've been having this headache for a week. Can't get rid of it. He scans my brain. He gives a brain scan or a CAT scan. He sees there's a mass there, right? Guess what's going to happen? That concludes the service of that doctor, because now I've gone past what he's capable of offering me. He's resending me to somebody who specializes in masses in people's heads, like the one I'm describing this example. So they're both doctors, but they don't get paid the same because one is more specialized than the other. So those are the three factors when it comes to price. Now let's look at this graphically. So when you add up all three of those things, you come out like this, and this is how I teach this. There's levels. By the way, I have the thing I teach, I call the client pain meter, because the more pain and that person is in, and the more severe the consequences, the greater the urgency, the greater you can charge. We've all been to a carryout, right? You're something happened, you went to a carryout to buy something, and you look at it and go, damn, this is ridiculously expensive. Well, guess what? You're at a carryout and you're paying for the convenience. You see what I'm saying? So we've all been there. We know this in business world. Now, that being said, level one is what I call the education level. Education as in you buy it from me or they buy it from you to learn. You're not personally involved. They go somewhere and they get it off of a website or whatever. Going back to my story, they purchased my download for $37. It's an education product. I was not personally involved in that process. They bought it from a site. That's it. They didn't talk to me, touch me, whatever. So level one is I'd say $20 to $200. It really would just depend on measuring the three factors I said to you earlier. Level two is the change level. Change as in, if you think about teeth, right? Before and after picture, get this in your mind. The before picture is yellow teeth. The after picture is white teeth, right? There's a change. Everything else that might be wrong with them is still in their mouth wrong, but we did get some movement towards what they want. Right? So that's $200 to $2,000 because you're now somewhat involved, right? You're no longer like the education level. At this level, you're kind of there. And then at the final level is transformation. This is kind of like Extreme Makeover Home Edition or Pimp My Ride, right? You know, if you've ever seen either one of those shows, especially Extreme Makeover, which I love that show, they go into the house, they see what's going on, their family leaves for a day or two, and they come back, and it's like, what did you do at my house? Well, the reason why they're able to flip it like that is because they transformed it, and there was a lot more involved, a lot more expense. So when you can provide a transformation for someone, absolutely, they need to pay what I call a premium price for that. And in my course, I teach you to build a premium signature offer, which starts at $2,000 and goes up from there. So everybody listening to me, long story short, you have all three of these in you right now. The question is, will you go another day, another week, another month, another year, and not print money from your education product inside of you, your change product inside of you, and most certainly your transformation product, right? I mean, like $2,000 on the low end. Anyway, let me move on past that. I can go a whole nother place with that. Here's a testimonial. Pam says the print money formula is awesome. Some people just need a bit of help seeing that they really do have value. The key is to take action. When you believe in what God has placed inside you and you want to share that with others, it's a no-brainer. And this is Londi Jones. Now, this lady here was 62 years old when she saw my original version of this training. And she had just taken custody of her grandson, and she was on a fixed income. And she had told me she was scared of what would happen based on this fixed income and taking custody of her grandson. She sat through the training. She listened to me talk about the mountain of value, picking brains and all that. And this lady came up with a program she called it a gentle teaching program for special needs parent groups. And she had gotten $2,500 in less than a month from releasing this product or program that was in her mind, that was just in her experience, right? She's 62. She's been through some things. She also came up with another product, which was so unorthodox. If she had said something to me about it before she did it, I would have doubted it. And this is my program. And she said to me that she found a way to teach families how to have family tradition, and they were flying her all over the country to teach it. This is during the holiday season. In other words, people were paying this lady to come into their home to teach them how to set up family tradition. I can't even like, it's crazy, right? But my point is, she was using a proven process to figure out what was her most profitable money zones, what she could charge, found people that had a desire to pay it, and they paid her for it. Feel me? So before I move on to secret number 4, Jeff, what you got, bro? Any takeaways you want to share on that section?
You know, what I'm realizing is that everything is pretty much simple. I think what people must understand is the factor of the just do it factor, right? The just do it factor for me. You know, somebody that you just said, the lady right there who said, I'm going to put it out, and if anybody wants it, they're going to pay it.
Right.
And I think believing first in yourself, and with the guidance of what you're sharing, I believe anybody can do it. It's all about that belief system and then walking in the light of your belief. And I really feel like this is what it's about. When you get an idea, you walk in the light of that idea, and you keep walking until that light starts to shine on you bright until you become unstoppable and you become a shining star. So I think this is powerful, man. That section was powerful, man. Honestly.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, we've got 2 more secrets to go. Secret number 4, I call bottle it. It. I was actually drinking a Coke when I thought about this. But more importantly, the inspiration for me creating this program comes out of scripture. It's in the Old Testament. It's a story in 2 Kings chapter 4, verses 1 through 7. It's called the widow's oil story. And basically what happened in this story is this lady was destitute and in major debt, about to lose everything. She cries out to a guy named Elisha about her situation. He asked her a question. And his question was, what's in your house? What do you have in your house? Literally, what's in here? And she said, I don't have anything except for this bottle of oil. And I imagine that Elisha looked at that and said, in his mind, I know exactly what that oil is and what it can do for this lady. So here's what happened. In scripture, it says that he told her first, go borrow pots from all of your neighbors. You and your sons go borrow as many pots as you get your hands on. And so she does that. The second thing that he says to her is take this oil here and pour it into all of these pots. And the third thing he told her to do, go sell the oil. That's the word of God. It's in there. Go read it. It's just 7 verses of scripture. And then here's what it says, which really got my attention. It says not only was she able to pay off her debt, she was able to live on what was left over. So here we are with a lady who was destitute, poor, with nothing. And then she finds out through the prophet Elisha, through his eyes, that she had her answer the whole time. Because he asked her, what's in your house? Then she said, there's oil. It was there. And my point is, you may not be on this call in her situation destitute, but frankly, last year, there's a lot of people that are experiencing financial burdens and challenges they never thought they would have, while others were already having challenges and it just made it worse. And you're on the outside of yourself trying to figure it out. When all along, you got oil. If I came and I said and sat you down and said, hey, what do you have in your house, as in your head, as inside of you? You might say, I don't have nothing. You might even go as far as she said. And I said, no, you got some oil there. We need to pour that oil out. Here's another scripture for Proverbs 11:26, the book of wisdom. It says, the people curse him who holds back grain, but a blessing is on the head of him that does what? See, a lot of you are shying away from sales. You think sales is not you. But the fact is, you can't really do anything in this earth without somebody selling to somebody else. And you got to change the way you see that. The only way that lady was able to get out of her situation was to sell her way out. Sell her way out of something she already had in her possession. Same thing with you. And so what I'm saying is, you need to bottle your knowledge. So the bottle today, the metaphor, it's a metaphor. It's not a literal bottle. It's a video or videos. That's your bottle. You pour it into videos. You pour it into audios. That's the bottle. It's audios. You pour it into PDFs or downloads. That's the bottle. You pour it into that, or a combination of those. You put it behind a membership wall and cause people to pay monthly for it. One of my students, I was joking with him. I said, you got this set up. It's kind of like this. Your client has the mortgage payment. They got the car insurance. They got the car note. They got the monthly payment they're paying you for your product. They got Netflix. So they stuck right in the middle of the monthly bills of this person as just a cha-ching for them. Boom. Every month they're getting paid. Why? Because they poured out their oil. They bottled it up and they got it for sale. Sometimes they sell it one off, while other people get money over and over and over again on the knowledge that they poured out. Just like I described in my example. I put together an ebook or a training. This company picked it up and they made it as a one-time offer, and we both got paid. I didn't have to do nothing. So their structure and all that, don't get caught up in that. I'm just simply saying it can't happen if you don't pour out your oil. It can't happen if you don't decide to stop treating your brilliance like it's a Chuck E. Cheese token, like it has no cash value, because it has cash value. And I just got off of Jeff. This is who I was talking to right before I got with you. Him and I were talking about some Facebook ads. This is Andre Gaskin. I don't know if you know Andre, but
oh yeah, I know Andre. I mean, we was at an event and he actually played this sergeant, and he was a very powerful motivational speaker at this event. So yeah, Andre, I know that brother very well, actually, man. This brother is powerful, man.
Excellent. Well, about 5 or 6 years ago, he and I had just met through a connection, and I thought we were meeting for business, but he was a homeless veteran at the time, like literally living in his car, and he was on his way to court with the fear of going to jail because he had back child support. So when he told me that, I shifted the whole meeting away from what I thought we were there for, and this is way before I had this print money formula this formalized, but I had helped so many people figure this out before I could help him. So we took a couple hours at the Leroy Selma's restaurant here, and I started digging into his money zones, right? What do you have in you, bro? What do you know? How deep do you know it? What's your experience? What blah, blah, blah. So we took 2 hours to figure it out, and we got up. There was a couple key things I was able to point out to him, but I said he had to do the work because the money is there. Well, after that meeting, within, I don't know, a couple weeks or whatever, he hit me with this message that you see here. He said, Larry, I'm just messaging you to tell you that I had a $1,500 day today in cash in person. He went to some chiropractic office and offered him something, probably a marketing package, and took $1,500. He was able to take that and get a place from veteran housing. And when he went to court, he was able to get a court some money so he could avoid jail. Today, him and his partner, Marquel, just got recognized in Black Enterprise Magazine for having one of the fastest growing Black-owned businesses in America. They've helped their clients generate over $100 million in revenue. Right? So you understand the power of being able to take a moment and really see what's on the inside of you. It saved him from being on the street. It saved him from going to jail. And now he's taken that knowledge and ramped it up to such a degree that his company that him and his partner founded is booming. But none of that would have happened if he didn't believe that what I pointed out to him had value and he didn't take action on it. It's just that simple. Anything you want to add to that before we move on to our final secret tonight?
Listen, that right there is what go hard or go home is all about. You see, he decided to go hard with what's in between his two ears so that he never has to go homeless ever again. This is so powerful because people could be one idea away from riches or one idea not acted on closer to homelessness. How many times have you had to back against the wall, but you decide not to move on that thing and you end up putting yourself in worse stress than necessary because you already had the tools and the knowledge within you, but you're just so scared to give it out or get it out of you that you rather go and struggle for more instead of get what you need to get in life. And what you said when you met with that man, you said, but you got to do the work. One thing you just said, but you got to do the work. How many of us got to do the work? It's required. When I work out now, I know when I'm in the gym that I'm not getting out of it without doing the work. And so once you go in there and you say, okay, I showed up today in the gym. I know whatever my coach had for me, it just has to get done. And when you come out of it just like that, you feel way more better about the day that you accomplished if you just show up. So not only did you talk about him showing up, but he did the work. I'm telling y'all right now, what Mr. Larry Beachham is talking about right now, if many of you guys just took what you know and just did the work and got the activity done, you'll be way further along where you want to be than where you truly than where you are now, right? And people may be in great places, but it's always a greater place to be. So that message that you just shared with me about Brother Andre, and I know of Marquel and their booming success, but it all started with what? You having a conversation saying, what is it that you know? Where is your cash value at between them ears of yours? Once you know the cash value, it's time to do the work. And so I'm super excited for that you said that and you sharing that. I'm fired up, man. You about to have me go out here and go harder again.
Yeah.
This is what it's about, man. Do the work, y'all. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man. You got me fired up, bro.
No, you're good. Don't be sorry. That's why I got you here, man. Feeding people right along with me. So the final secret is that you got to find your Elisha. You got to get a mentor. We have way too many money blind spots, ladies and gentlemen. Way too many money blind spots.
Woo, and whoa. Did you say way too many blind spots? Y'all, do you understand how many times, like a blind spot, you don't even know what's going on, and then you hit something. That money blind spot is powerful, y'all. Type hashtag money blind spots in the chat, y'all. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. Woo-wee.
You're good. But you're right. And that's why I put it here. Money blind spots. We all got them. You know, I've had people, sit me down and show me things like, Larry, you're missing it, man, right here. Like, you got it going on here, but here's what you don't see. You don't see this happening. And ignorance is expensive. Ignorance is expensive. Mm-hmm. Let me give you an example. I had a lady that I was coaching who had a business. She has a book publishing company. And the reason why she hired me for coaching is because she couldn't get enough clients. This is before the print money formula. Mm-hmm. And so I asked her how much she was charging, and she told me. And my question to her was, well, what is the market? What do other publishing companies charge? Are you somewhere? Where are you? Small, medium, are you on the lower end, higher end? She was lower than the lowest. She said, I'm like 50% cheaper than the last person, which is why I can't understand why I can't get any business. So here's her money blind spot. Listen carefully to what I'm about to say. I asked her this question. I said, have you ever had your car detailed before? She said, yes. I said, what kind of car is it? She says, it's an SUV. I said, that's a big vehicle. I said, so I would imagine you spent a couple $100s. She's like, well, if you want a basic detail, yeah, but I always usually get the real good one. So it's like $300 to $500. I said, perfect. I said, now listen to what I'm about to say. I said, if you saw someone else advertising car detailing for the same package that you're paying $300 to $500 for, but yet they were charging $50, $60, $80, what would you think? She said, I would think they wouldn't do a good job. I said, exactly. I said, so that person is also not getting any business because people that understand what it's worth will look at that and go, nah, I'm not letting them touch my car. And that's exactly what people are saying about your book prices. I'm not letting her touch my book. She can't. She's too cheap. That was her money blind spot. And I told her to double her prices. And she almost had a heart attack. I said, but listen, you just told me that you're below what the lowest is. You double your prices, it puts you in range. Guess what happened, bro? She started getting clients. Lo and behold, surprise, surprise. But that was her money blind spot. So it's stuff like that. And many, many stories I can tell that gets in the way. And so all I'm saying is that while you're listening to me tonight, I guarantee you this message was a big, huge money. This whole message was a money blind spot.
Right.
It doesn't matter how you're making money. If you're not printing money from your knowledge, you need to change that.
Oh, hashtag print money from your knowledge. Hashtag print money from your knowledge. That's a bar. And drop the flames in the chat.
Absolutely. So the last case study is my buddy Carly Hahn. She's one of those people that has a strong technical background. You know, she would be the one you get her brain picked on how to set up click funnels or something like that, right? So she decided to quit getting her brain picked, and she put together a program in less than a month. She pulled $1,700 out of her oil that she poured out. Then she sends me this other screenshot where she had launched a coaching program, and she even had a little $9 product mixed in here. So some of you listening to me, I'm talking $20 to $200 on the low end. She had a $9 product. My buddy June, one more time on him. He's been doing a call for 5 years called the Sunday Night Call with June Collier. 5 years. Every week. He's recorded it. Just that other day, he decided that, well, let me say this so that I'm crystal clear. He would go live and then he would have a replay. People ask about replays, right? He would just say, yeah, here's the replay, get access to it. But just, I think it's last month or last 2 months, he no longer let people get access to the replay for free. He started charging $10 for it. The first time he did that, he got over $200 from the thing that he was just giving away for free for the last 5 years. And the only reason why people weren't paying is the number one reason why somebody doesn't buy your offer is because you don't have one to offer. That's the number one reason.
Oh, say that again, sir.
The number one reason why people won't buy your offer is because you don't have an offer to sell. Simple as that. So now he took something that has 5 years of buildup. He has an inventory, and now he started selling. I said, listen, this is what I would do. I treat it like Netflix. I put all of that 5 years of content in a membership site and start charging $10 a month. So now not only have your back 5 years of content, which is still relevant today, but they'll get every new one that you put out for $10 a month. Turn it in. I call you Netflix, bro. Right? So I'm throwing out game right here on this webinar for all of you, especially those who do stuff like this. You know what I mean? You got these Facebook Lives that you just letting sit up there. You need to pull that stuff down and put. But anyway, I'm going too far.
Just look at the testimony already. I mean, what you're saying, we have people on the live. Ms. King just said, I know June. I've been some of his exclusive trainings. Great guy. So what you're saying is real life. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm using real people that's why I use regular people that we all probably know or connected to on some level. And if not, we're not connected, we can get to really easily. So today I promised a step-by-step strategy to identify what's in your head that can be turned into money fast. I think I did that. I talked about how to cash into your brain greens easily, quickly, and consistently. I know I did that. How to plug your Swiss cheese, how to plug your money holes, and avoid the pain associated with not having enough once and for all. How to feel the power and freedom that comes with knowing that you have total control over your money. How to wake up excited that the knowledge, that your knowledge is helping to make someone's life or business easier and making you money. And how to revive your dreams that were dormant or dead because now you got money to make it happen. And how to create an income source that will sustain you now and for years to come. You know, we just lost Cicely Tyson. It comes to mind right here. And Tyler Perry had to literally twist her arm to get her to write a book. And then shortly after the book was done, she passes away. Now imagine if he hadn't gotten her. Now she was 96, I think. So she had been doing music. She had been an actress, a performer for over 50 years, but 96 years of life. And he was like, there's no reason why you shouldn't leave behind what you've gotten from these 96 years for the rest of us.
Right.
It's that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to somebody that has a legacy to leave behind that you're messing around and you don't know how much time you got. It could be the legacy that you leave not only for us, but for your family to benefit financially from. Think about how powerful that can be if you just get serious and get committed to believing that you have enough in you. That's what this whole this is why I had nothing to sell, because I'm trying to sell you on you. You're the product I'm selling. The question is, are you going to buy it? Are you going to buy you? Will you buy the belief that you have that you're worth it? So what you need to win here, just a recap of the 5 secrets. Secret number 1, the what and why is for free, but the how has to have a fee. It's okay to let them walk away, or I should say it's okay to ask them to pay. And if they don't want to pay, it's okay to let them walk away. Remember I said that. If they keep their money, they keep their problem. Secret 2 is your money zone. Figure out where you are in the money zone. Number 3, use a proven system. I have a proven system I created called the Print Money Formula. Number 4 is you want to bottle it. You want to pour it into a digital bottle. And then you want to, of course, get someone to help you with your money blind spots. Get a mentor. These are the 5 things that will help you propel you to the finish line. So now you have a choice. Option number 1, based upon what you heard today, go out and try to figure it out all on your own. For all my DIY people, this is who I'm talking to. Nothing wrong with that. However, there's inherent problems with DIY. There's a lot of wasted money and time when you DIY, a lot of trial and error. You can get there, but it's going to take you longer. It's going to cost you more. That's a fact. Nobody can tell me any different.
Right.
That's life, right? You don't have somebody to answer questions. You know, I have people all the time talk about, I'm going to go to YouTube and learn. I was like, perfect. Go ahead and do that. But as soon as you have a question, I guarantee that video won't answer you. Videos don't talk, to my knowledge. They don't talk back, right? You got no expert hand holding, and you could get frustrated and quit. That's option 1, or you can choose option 2, which is to save yourself time, energy, and money. That's a system. That's what it stands for, which is you plug into a proven process. You don't have to have trial and error. Let the trial and error that somebody else went through, you get the benefit. You work with somebody who actually did it, right? That's the most respectable person to work with, is somebody that actually did it. Eliminate wasted time and money. You gain mentorship, stay motivated, and you get to the money faster. Now, I'm quoting Marquell. I mentioned him earlier. This is something I got from him. He says it this way: if it makes sense not to fly a plane without proper training, a map, and a co-pilot, then it's got to make sense not to try to do this without training, a plan, and expert assistance. Now, here's how the top producers think, and this is how we become top producers. We get proper training, then we add mentorship to that, and we work hard. That's where lasting success comes from. Too many people scratch the first 2 off and go straight to hard work. They say, work smarter, not harder. That's not possible. You work hard, but you work smart while you're working hard. There's no way around hard work. You can't just work smart. You still got to work hard. Okay. So I want to give you the opportunity to explore option 2. If the idea of turning what you know into cash flow seriously interests you, from what I've covered tonight, if you saw yourself somewhere in here, and you value the wisdom of a system, saving yourself time, energy, and money, schedule a Print Money strategy session. Now, here's what you can expect should you decide to do that. Number 1, there's nothing to buy during this time. It's just a diagnosis call. I'll help you structure a game plan, identify your possible money blind spots, answer any key questions, handle any fears and doubts. I'll even help you figure out what your value is on the idea that you have. I'll help you figure out your money zone. Okay. Now, if you want my team to help you, we can talk about that on the call or whatever. You might even have what you need to do it yourself. I'm cool with that. But at least let me walk you through the steps so you don't miss anything. You can either text PMF to 813-562-6602 to get a link to my calendar to book a session, or you can go to printmoneylarry.com. I mentioned this earlier, where you can go through the bonus training, and should you decide to book a session, you can still do it right there on the website. Now, who is this strategy session for? Well, first of all, if you are tired, okay, of giving away information to people that you should be getting paid for, if you're tired of that, schedule a session. If you're ready to transition from being everybody's free expert, okay, into being the paid expert, schedule a session. If you need help overcoming your doubts, your self-doubts about being just a nobody that anybody would want to pay, you better schedule a session and quit playing. Okay. If you want expert feedback on what your knowledge is really worth, I said that a second ago. You know that it has some value, but you want to know exactly how much? Let me appraise it for you. Come schedule a strategy session. And if you already know what you want to do to print money and you just want to discuss how we can help you get it done, schedule a session. So you can text PMF to 813-562-6602 or go to printmoneylarry.com, go through the bonus training from tonight, and then you can schedule right there on the website. Now, Jeff hit this slightly. Did you notice the case studies with regular people? See, I didn't put up any. Now, I have people who have made millions. I have people who made whatever. I didn't want to use those because I wanted you to at least believe at the level you are. I wanted you to see faces you would recognize or at least appreciate that. Well, if a retired granny who just took custody of her grandson could print money, then I could print money. if a homeless veteran who was headed to jail for having back child support could print money, I could print money. So I did it that way because I wanted you to connect to ordinary, real people just like you. So final thoughts, and we'll wrap this up. If you've ever purchased someone's audios, someone's videos, someone's books or courses, if you've ever done that, guess what that is? That's somebody else's print money formula. Isn't it time that somebody bought your book, video, etc.? If you've ever signed up in a business opportunity before, you ever ran your credit card for anybody else's business opportunity, you know what that is? That's their print money formula. And some of you listening to me have a business opportunity on the inside of you. If you're an affiliate for someone, why not have somebody be an affiliate for you? Isn't it time that you built your own business where people are selling your stuff? Now, here's my favorite, bro. If you bought something during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, well, I guarantee you most people didn't. If they didn't do it this year, they did it in previous years, right? Some companies, most of their business volume comes during this time of year, during the holidays. And all I'm saying is this. You need to have a Black Friday special lined up this year, ladies and gentlemen. You got time to put it together. You got time to be in position. You've bought everybody else's brain brilliance according to what I just said. I guarantee you bought something up there. And this whole presentation was designed to convince you to buy you. When you run a credit card for yourself, and I'm not saying that as in you're buying anything, because you're not. I'm just simply saying you keep swiping cards for everything else. Well, get people to swipe a card for you. So you don't need to be in a business opportunity. You are a business opportunity. It's time to cash in, isn't it? If you believe that, and you want to talk about how, text PMF to 813-562-6602, or you can go to printmoneylarry.com. And that concludes my training, my man.
Let me tell you something. I want to first thank you for jumping on here and sharing this valuable content, sharing your print money formula with people to get them to bind them. But it's going to be people that is even scared to schedule a free consultation. Let me tell you something. If you're on this live right now, or if you're watching the replay, it does you nothing to schedule a call. Go ahead and schedule a call with Mr. Beachham. That might be the call that literally shifts you from where you are to where you truly want to be. Don't let anything outside of that mindset of yours deter you from figuring out. If this was curious, if you like what he was talking about, if you're curious to find out how you can find out how to take money out of your mind and print it on into the world, schedule the call. Schedule the call, y'all. And like I said, at the end of the day, Mr. Larry came on here. I came on here to share this with you guys. See, back in the days, people would die to get access to this gentleman. They would die to get access to this knowledge on how to take what's already in your head and cash in on it. But we come on here sharing a free webinar with you guys to say you can have access to tap into you, tap into the money bank of you. Don't let anyone outside of you deter you from cashing in on you. So like I say, put that up again. What number did it call?
813, let me put it up here. 813-562-6602. I'll throw it back up here.
I want you guys to really understand this. Y'all. So, because it's very important, right? It's very important. Cash in yourself. You got dang right. It's time to cash in yourself. I don't care what you got going on. What you got going on is somebody else's money blueprint formula. While you're doing that, let's learn how to cash in from what you already know so that no matter what goes on outside of you, you still have a money blueprint that's rocking with you, that no one can take from you. No one can tell you you can't do this, you can't do that, because it's coming from the mindset of you, right? It's coming out of all they do. I know we got chefs over here, Larry. They can put together a money blueprint on how to be a chef.
Absolutely.
Right? We got people that are powerful organizers. Right, the money blueprint of how to organize your stuff. Like the thing that you think is easy that don't think about is what you can cash in on. Am I right?
Absolutely. That's the very thing I tell people. One of the things is what comes easy for you but hard for others. I mean, that's the obvious, one of the most obvious things, and most people just ignore it or they don't believe it because they're so busy doing it.
Mm-hmm.
We all know how to make money from what we do. Now you need to make money from what you know. It's the greatest leverage. Let me say this, and we can wrap up because I do have another training to jump on here in a few minutes. I want to paint this picture for everybody, and I want you to really let this deeply sink in. If I were to ask you, is it hard or easy to make $100 an hour? Most people say it's hard. I say it's easy. I say it's actually easy to make $100 a minute. Now, the reason why that sounds foreign or even, scammy to some people, like that's you hustling me, right? Too good to be true. Here's why it's not. I'm gonna tell you a story, and we're gonna finish with this story. I want you to imagine that Jeff and I are together, okay? And we decide, hey, bro, let's just take a quick walk and talk, right? However, I want you to do two things. I want you to pull out your phone. I want you to do two things. I want you to set a time for 30 minutes, and then I want you to set a tracker for how far we walk in these 30 minutes. Perfect. So we do that. We start walking. We got the timer going. We got the distance counter going. At the end of 30 minutes, the alarm goes off on your phone. We stop walking. And we look at how far we traveled. Let's say we traveled a quarter of a mile in 30 minutes. Are you with me so far? Okay. Yeah. Now you and I both get on a bike each. You're on a bike, I'm on a bike. And I say, here's what I want you to do now. I want you to set the clock for another 30 minutes. And I want you to set the distance counter back to 0. And I wanted to measure how far we travel on these bikes in 30 minutes. Here's the question. At the end of the 30 minutes on the bike, and at the end of the counter counting how far we traveled, would we have traveled the same distance on those bikes that we did on foot? Yes or no?
Yes.
No, we wouldn't, because we would go further, faster, and with less effort on the bikes than we did on foot.
You're right.
Even though the time was exactly the same in both scenarios. The time was 30 minutes on foot. The time was 30 minutes on the bike. But the big, huge difference is how far we traveled on the bike compared to foot. Does that make sense?
Makes dollars.
So that's my point. When most people say they don't understand how I could say it's easier to make $100 in an hour than it is, or $100 a minute than an hour, or 100 whatever, it's because you're thinking about how to do it on your foot, on walking, right? You're only using your metaphoric legs. Well, I use a machine. I use a system that actually got me there further, faster, and with less effort. And so what I'm getting at is, when you start to print money, when you start to package your knowledge and put together the process, you can add that to however else you're making money, and it becomes just like the bike. You're making money faster, the money's going further, or your reach is going further, and you're doing it with less effort than you're doing right now. And we could take that scenario to another level and say, you jumped in the car and I jumped in the car. We set it for 30 minutes. You know how damn far we were going 30 minutes in a car? You know what I mean? The bike, there's no way a bike can compare to a car, just like a feet can't compare to a bike. I'm just saying they're principles. So the principles I'm talking about are all about teaching you how to think differently about money, about yourself, about leverage, about residuals, royalties, all these terms we hear. Everything you need is in-house. The oil is in you. I'm here to help you pour it out should you decide to. If you don't, that's fine. But at least you can't say that you didn't have a way now given to you that you denied yourself access to simply because you're scared to talk to me. Well, okay, whatever. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I have no judgment. But for somebody, this matters to them, and this is their season. So, Jeff, with that being said, big bro, I'm going to jump off of here, man. You got any final thoughts before we wrap up?
I just want to say thank you for your time, Larry. I just want to tell everybody who's on this live, you guys have been fortunate to be on this live while Larry Beachham has been sharing and pouring into you guys. It's time to fill up your cup so you can fill up other cups. Here's how you fill up your cup. By starting to make that call to Mr. Larry Beachham to get clear and see how you can take what's in your head and turn it into a cash flow bucket that you never have to worry about it being empty. Fill up your cup by being a jewel to others. Thank you again, Mr. Larry Beachham. Like I always say, be great because you simply are great. If y'all booked the live, come back on this live and say, done. Booking done. Hashtag booking done. So that we know that you actually booked a free consultation with Mr. Larry Beachham, the champion builder. Let's go build a dynasty that you can never, ever forget and leave for your family. We out, baby.
Thanks, Big Jeff. Appreciate you, bro.
Anytime, champ.
God bless.
Peace.